And hello there. We'd like to welcome you into the Philly and Fred show for Saturday, December 6th, 2025. I didn't have the date down for the thing, so I had to do a little math. Before we get started doing anything, T. Higgins got some injury updates. T. Higgins is playing, Jaden Daniels is playing, and then Odunze is not. So that's a couple of the injury reports for this weekend. Lamar practiced today, so it looks like he's going to be a go. So yeah, that's the injury stuff, and now let's get on to the Thursday night game. Cowboys 30, Lions 44. What'd you see in this one, Philly?
Yeah, so I expected it to be a high scoring game. I actually leaned the Lions. I Amon Ra being ruled in last minute was kind of a surprise, but I guess, that was Dan Campbell's kind of plan. He wanted to be, under the radar. And now he was in, shortly before the game started. But I mean, I like what I saw of the Lions. Jameer Gibbs, he got a lot of receptions out of the gate. I think that's what really got that offense going. He had a few like 20 plus yard receptions to start off, the game. And then, for the Cowboys, really, I mean, the turnovers, that's what really killed them all day. Pickens, I mean, he had a lot of targets, but not too many catches. Well, I say that. He had 5 catches, but just unpickings like numbers, with 5 catches for only 37 yards, but they did target him a lot. But he seemed a little bit off. So, but that was a key game, for playoff implications. Cowboys pretty much have a long shot to get in. The ball's not in their hands anymore to get in the playoffs. So yeah.
Yeah, and they pretty much, I mean, even if they went out now, they still need teams to lose. So yeah, that was like both teams. That was basically a playoff game for both teams. Both teams needed to win it. But if the Lions lost that, they kind of still had a chance to make the playoffs. Now that the Cowboys lost it, they're basically kind of cooked. And we talked about it. They put themselves in too big of a hole. And we said you couldn't have a game like that because you were so far behind, and then you have one, and now you're basically out of it. Uh, yeah, Pickens. I will say, as a Steelers fan, that's not the first time I've seen a game like that. He's awesome for about 14 to 15 games. But then every year, about 2 or 3, it looks like he's just zoned out. Like he's not focused. He's not catching the ball. He's not, I mean, he wasn't running his routes hard. He ran a couple slants. I was one of the first possessions, if not the first. Dak threw him a slant or a post, or no, I think it was a slant. And he even tried to like really get it. He let the guy cut right in front of him and
Hmm.
just kind of put his hands out there, didn't catch it. And then yeah, that's Pickens is awesome, and he's awesome for a lot of games. But there's always a couple where he looks zoned out. And we talked about the mistakes the Cowboys made. We said in the Eagles they had a couple turnovers, didn't do anything. Chiefs had a turnover early, gave up a touchdown. Raiders, I think they had a couple. They were having penalties and stuff. But in this game, the offense was not playing well enough to make up for those mistakes. And then by the time the offense picked it up, then they couldn't get a stop on defense and gave up 44 points. And on the Lions, I mean, this is what they were supposed to look like. This is what the offense was supposed to do against good teams. Supposed to be able to run the ball. You got an electric factory in Jameer Gibbs. Golf's been really good. And then you got Amon Ra coming back. And the thing with golf, I was thinking about it because I was going to have a different note completely early in the game, because early in the game they were getting pressure up the middle, and that's the worst type of pressure. Like you hear any quarterback talk about it, that's the worst type of pressure from either a defensive tackle, like inside the tackles, because when they come right in your face, you can't step up. You got to throw over them. And if Jared Goff, he can't run, so if he gets pressure in his face, that's basically when he doesn't look. He doesn't. He looks like he sucks, because you heard a lot of that the last couple weeks about Jared Goff just maybe not being the guy. But I think when they can run the ball and he gets protected, he's elite. But things got to go his way. And with the Jameer Gibbs, over the same amount of games, he's got Barry Sanders is averaging 5 yards per carry. Jahmyr Gibbs is averaging 5.5. Jerry Rice had 43 touchdowns over this. Jahmyr Gibbs has got 47. And then in all-purpose yards, Emmitt Smith had 4,600 and Jahmyr Gibbs got 4,700. So those are some absolute legends that through the same game, Jahmyr Gibbs has better numbers than those three guys in those specific categories.
Man.
Yeah, guys are stud. Moving on to the Sunday slate. Oh, Jesus. Steelers at Ravens. Ravens minus 5.5. The Steelers, I don't think they're going to win this, but I think they cover 5.5. That's a lot. In a Steelers-Ravens game, that's kind of a lot. I mean, both teams suck. Both teams really shouldn't be able to make the playoffs, but one has to. And the Ravens sometimes, and they did this last year a couple times too. I don't know why they do this, but in all their wins except one, they've gave him 20-plus touches. And when basically all the games they've lost, they've gave him under that. Like, I don't really know why they do that because his yards per carry in some of the games, like last week, he had 10 carries for 60 yards and one catch for 44. So he had 11 touches for 100 yards, but yet he only had 11. That just, I feel like that can't happen. Lamar, he's already struggled this year, but now he's playing the Steelers, who he's 3-5 against, with the 57% completion percentage, 8 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and a 73 passer rating. And his normal passer rating is 102. So he has struggled against the Steelers. And on the Steelers sides, I mean, I just don't know how many points they can score. They won't throw the ball down the field. They will throw Metcalf screens and bubble plays. And then outside Metcalf, Roman Wilson's the second best receiver, Calvin Austin. And they're not playing Freiermuth for some reason. The last couple years, we love Muth. This year, we're not playing him. And we are playing Washington. And we had a couple-week stretch where we threw him the ball a bunch. But now the last couple weeks, we ain't throwing him the ball. So, yeah, I don't know what our game plan is. Offensively, defensively, we've gave up the second most 30-point games. We're only below the Bengals in that. Like, yeah, I'll pick us to cover but not win. Where are you going on this one?
Yeah, I'm with you right there with the Steelers. This is too many points in a divisional game in the AFC North, especially with that Ravens team, how they're looking. I just can't lay that. I feel like Steelers and Ravens games are always pretty close. And yeah, like, to your point about Henry, like I was watching that game versus Bengals, and I mean he didn't get one rush the fourth quarter, and it's just like just feed the man. But yeah, I'm gonna go Steelers plus 6.5. I think this is too much. I know there's a lot been going on with Charles' locker room and talks about Mike Tomlin getting fired, but these are the two longest tenured coaches in Harbaugh and Tomlin, so these guys know each other. I can only see a close game. I don't see either team winning by a touchdown. So yeah, I'll take Steelers to cover that number.
Yep. Got the same thoughts. Next one. Dolphins minus 2.5 at the Jets. Who you picking here?
Yeah, I know the Dolphins are rolling, but you see this every year. I mean, they're traveling up north to New York. This game is gonna be cold or near freezing. So I think Tua is gonna struggle. This Jets team is also finding, their footing as of late. So I'm gonna take the Jets to the plus 2.5. I think they win outright. Like I said, I know the Dolphins. They've been playing way better this week. They've been streaking, but I gotta fade them in a cold weather game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I have to pick the Dolphins just because I had a guess or I had a prediction that they would be 8-7, but I completely forgot about how bad they are in the cold and that they had to play in New York. So that might have been a miscalculation on my part. But like I said, since I took them, I'm going to take them to win. I'm going to take them to cover. A-Chain, expect A-Chain to have a big game. I mean, the Jets are giving up 130 yards on the ground. And over the last 7, A-Chain's averaging 110 rushing yards per game with 5 touchdowns. So may want to take A-Chain's over, may want to take him for plus 100. I mean, he may want to take his receiving because the guy's been a receiving demon this year too. So I think he has a big one, and I think the Dolphins pick up one and get closer to Fred's prediction. Next one, Saints at Bucks. Bucks minus 8.5. Give me the Saints. I haven't seen enough to tell me the Bucks can cover 8.5 even at home. So give me the Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the other side with the Bucks. Bucky Irvin, he looked pretty good last week in his first game back. And so I think they're going give him the ball a lot. Saints average or they're giving up a lot on the ground, per carry. So I think Bucky Irvin, he's definitely going to get a lot of touches. This Bucks team already beat the Saints by 20 plus at New Orleans. So um, I think Bucks will cover this number 8.5.
All righty. On to Jacksonville. Colts minus 1.5 at Jacksonville. I mean, the Colts, how well they run the ball. They're like the Lions. How well they run the ball depends on if they win. If wins, Jonathan Taylor's averaging 6.5 yards per carry, and his losses under 4. So Daniel Jones, like Jared Goff, he's not a world beater. He's not an MVP. He's not super elite. He's not all time great. But if you give him a run game and you give him protection, he can slice the defense. But if you get pressure on him and you make them have third and longs and be off schedule, they don't look near as good, and he looks a lot more human. Also, the Colts. I mean, they have got to possess the ball better than they have the last 2 weeks. They're 0-2 in their last 2 weeks. The time of possession is when they played the Texans, 35-25 in favor of Texans. The Texans had 71 plays and the Colts had 51 plays. And then against the Chiefs, the Chiefs had the ball for 42 and a half minutes. The Colts had it for 25 and a half, and the Chiefs had 91 plays and the Colts had 50 plays. It's like that. I mean, they have got to help their defense out. You have got to have the ball longer than that. And that comes with running the football. So in this one, I've said I don't trust the Jags. So I'm going to go Indianapolis here. Who you picking?
Yeah, I'm with you there with Indianapolis. It seems like if Colts lose this game, like I think you can basically write them out of the playoffs. They would have lost four of their last five games after that hot 8-1 start. This is a game they definitely don't want to lose, and it's a division game as well. Jaguars are streaking, but I think it's just when, yeah, like you said, I think Jonathan Taylor, it's going to be a heavy dose of him. He's going to get 20 plus touches, I believe, in this game, especially with Daniel Jones not being fully healthy. And granted that Jaguars defense has been playing, a little bit better these past few weeks, but yeah, this is one of those 3 touchdown Jonathan Taylor games that he's already had a few times this season. So give me the Colts. They cannot lose this game.
No, I feel the same. But on the side of the Jaguars, we talked about Trevor Lawrence. Is he the guy this week? But this is the type of game right here, division rival to take the lead in the division. You win this one, you play well in this one, you can change people's opinion. But this is when you got to play good. You can't play good against the Raiders. You can't play good against the Commanders, the Cardinals. Like, this is the type of game, if you want to show people that you're worthy of the number one pick and worthy of 50 million, this is where you play good. And another little nuggets on the Jags. They've been better since Jacoby Myers been there. His numbers aren't crazy, but 29 points per game since the Jacoby Myers trade, and they were at 22 and a half, or 22 before. So that's a 7-point increase with just adding one more weapon. And that was after losing Travis Hunter, too. So that in their case, that trade's been worked out really well. Next, Titans at Browns. Browns minus 4.5. Like Cam Ward said, I'm going to keep it a buck. They both ass. But I got to pick someone, so give me the Browns. I say Shadur plays well, and the Browns cover that.
Yeah, give me the Browns. Not too much to say. Titans offense is absolutely abysmal. Shadur Sanders, 2 touchdowns, 230 passing yards. So yeah, give me the Browns.
Alrighty. Next one, Commanders -1.5 at Vikings. I didn't even have. I just saw that literally right before we went on about the Jane Daniels news. So
Oh yeah.
Commanders will definitely be my pick, and yeah, Commanders will be my pick. They got Jay Daniels back. I think they might finish this year out strong with him back because they've looked all right without him. So I think he comes back, and I think they play well. Also, do you think the Vikings were kind of hoping like maybe he didn't pass the concussion test?
Probably so.
Yeah, like, but then they got to act like kind of like, ah, dang it. That's probably what they would have said if he'd have missed it. Like, ah, no, he didn't pass the concussion test. Thank God. But oh no, JJ, God, we're okay. Just take one more week off, bub. Don't
All
worry about
right.
it. Yeah. Who you
Gi-
picking in this one?
give me the commies as well. I like what I seen at them last week. The offense propelling. Obviously, they get Daniels back. I can't trust anybody who the Vikings put, under center. So, yeah, give me the Commanders to get their first win in forever.
No, yeah, and you should have known it was. You should have known the Vikings QB room was bad when they let Carson Wentz go out there and his shoulder was basically hanging on by a shoestring. I mean, when the guy's shoulder was
Yeah.
destroyed, they were like, "Nope, Carson, you're still our best choice, brother."
Uh-huh.
But come on, no, I'm injured. Well, this is your last chance. Either play or don't. It's up to you. It's up to you. Doesn't really matter to us.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, it does matter to us because we know how bad our other two are. Uh, Next one, on to Atlanta. Seahawks -7 at the Falcons. The Falcons. Give me the Seahawks. Yeah, I was going to try to say something about the Falcons will find a way to lose it. That was just. I was going to try to be
uh,
nice. I don't know. Seahawks are really good. The Falcons aren't. Give me the Seahawks.
yeah. Does this spread not seem off? Like
No, it
six and a
seems
half?
low. Yep.
Jeez, it seems low. Oh my gosh. Like I don't see why I would back the Falcons, but that's when I guess I will take the Falcons. So I'm gonna take the Falcons to cover here. I don't really have an analysis of why. Well, I think the line is off, so maybe Vegas knows something that I don't. So give me the Falcons plus 6.5.
And I'm not gonna lie, this is the type of like I thought that when I saw that, but I said no. There's no way I'm putting my pick on the Falcons. I can't do it. But a line like this normally says go Falcons because they want you to think the Seahawks are low, and then they want you to take the Seahawks, and then the
hmm
Seahawks win by 6 and you lose.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's why sometimes it's better to not know what the hell you're talking about when you're gambling.
Right.
Sometimes that's the better option, like having no damn clue what you're talking about. Like,
hmm
oh, that seems kind of low. Give me the Falcons. But what about the Falcons quarterback problem? What about this? What about that? The Seahawks are awesome. Don't care. Spread seems low to me.
hmm
And then people win that one a lot.
Yeah.
Next one, Bengals at Bills. Bills -7. Give me the Bengals because Joe Burrow coming back. I mean, everybody looked like they were playing harder. They looked energized. Joe Burrow was honestly a little rusty for how good Joe Burrow normally is, but it looked like he helped. It looked like him coming back helped everybody and helped everybody play a little harder and be a little better. Who you take?
Yeah, if you're gonna give me 6 points with Joe Burrow, I'm gonna take it at like 9 out of 10 times. Yeah, what you said. The Bengals they just look rejuvenized with Joe Burrow under center, and this Bills team like you can't really trust them 2 games in a row this year. I don't know what it is that like they've been so inconsistent. So I could see them looking like one of those games early this season where they just lose to a point to an opponent that they shouldn't. And yeah, Bengals fighting for a possible playoff spot still, I guess. So yeah, give me 6 points with the Bengals.
Yeah, both going the same there. But also, I love James Cook and honestly, just the Bills running backs in general. The Bengals or the Bills are best in the league at almost 160 yards per game, and the Bengals are second worst at giving up 153 yards per game. So I expect a big game on the ground for the Bills, but I think the Bengals do keep it close. And another thing is, he had gotten better at it, but this year, Josh Allen's turned the ball over way too much.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 6 picks in his last 4 games. He's got 7 turnovers, and he had been better about it, but he's almost gotten to Jordan Love level of WTF moments where it's like, what were you like when he threw the pick six against? I think it was the Texans. He was literally falling,
Oh yeah.
shoveled it, and then threw a pick six. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just take your loss. There's no reason to try to do that. But yeah, I think he's just got to stop turning the ball over. And honestly, looking at it now, I like both running backs because the Bills also give up some yards on the ground, and Chase Brown's had
Chase Brown,
six
yeah.
straight. He's had 6 straight 100-yard games, so he's not a bad bet either in this one. So yeah, that's both running backs could be a play, but we're both going Bengals to cover on that one. Broncos -7.5 at Raiders. I don't want to do it. I'm going to do it. Give me the Raiders. Broncos are 2-6 against the spread as favorites. So I'm going with the Raiders. And also another problem, I think the Dobbins injury might be a bigger problem than people realize because in the 4 games he's been out, they only have 82 yards per game. So you don't want to. I mean, Bo Nix has been good, but you don't want to have to rely on Bo Nix to throw for 300 yards and 300 or 3 touchdowns in a playoff game. So that Dobbins injury, it doesn't seem huge now because they're still 10-2. But I think when it comes to the playoffs, that might be a factor.
Yeah, I don't want to do it, but give me the Raiders plus 7.5. Like you said, like Broncos have played in too many close games against opponents. They should probably be blowing out. We just saw it the other day. It's Sunday night against the Commanders, which they should have handled business against. They didn't. I don't know if you remember, this game was 10-7 on a Thursday night football game in like September. 10 to
Oh
7.
God,
It
I
was
forgot about that
so
game.
so
I think I
boring to
tried to
watch. And
I tried to block it out of my head. I think I had PTSD. I tried to. It was trauma.
no,
I tried to not relive
no,
it.
yeah, it was that bad of a game. That sucked, and that was in Denver, by the way. So the Raiders at home. I mean, if y'all can't cover this, Gino, he got to go to the bench. So yeah, give me Raiders plus 7.5.
Yeah, both going the same there. That was another yucky pick right there. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes in picking. Bears at Packers. Packers -6.5. I feel some disrespect here. I'm gonna let you go ahead, but Packers 6.5 seems a little high for against the number one team in the NFC.
So look, as y'all seen, like I have not been biased this year at all, and I lean the Packers way, but let me take my Bears because yeah, like you said, we may be getting disrespected. I mean, we've shown that. I think at this point in the season, like I think we are a for real team. We do have Romo Dunze out, which I mean, yes, he's considered our number one receiver right now, but he's also had a few games where he didn't do much, like last week versus Philly, 2 receptions for 8 yards. We still won the game convincingly, so I don't think that's going to be like a huge difference maker for us. I mean, our identity is running the ball anyway, so we're going to try and run the ball down Packers' throats. We've already beat them this calendar year. I don't know if people remember on that game-winning field goal. Jordan Love, he's gonna turn the ball over at least once this game. If he turns it over twice, we're gonna win this outright. Give me the give me the Bears plus 6.5. We hate this team. Yeah, we're gonna at least cover.
Well, and you're watching it with one of our buddies who is a very annoying buddy, especially if his team was to win this football game. So yeah, that's you really hope they do not lose this one. But
Oh
hey,
yeah.
speaking of love, we've talked about love moments on here and how he just has some what the hell. He's cut down on one this year. In his last 7 games, he's got 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. So like he's cut down on them. Packers defense, like people kind of talk about it, but I don't think they talk about it enough. They're sixth best scoring defense and fourth least amount of yards allowed. I mean, Micah's what they traded for. He's third in sacks with 12 and a half. He's got 37 pressures. And also, and this is a big strength on strength game. because you got Bears offense, second best rush offense versus a top 10 rush defense in the Packers. And then also, the Packers have the least amount of giveaways, and the Bears have the most takeaways. And I was also thinking about this on the game. Caleb, this is like he can't miss throws because you've even talked about this, and I know we've discussed it. Like he can't miss the layups because there's been a
Mm-hmm.
couple like insane throws he's made this year, but then there's been sometimes he's missed layups in Green Bay. Green Bay's 8-3-1. It's a division game. It's for the division at the moment. Like he can't miss those layup throws. This is the type of game where we were talking about earlier with Trevor Lawrence, where if you can go in there, you can play well, you can throw for 200, 250, 2, 3 touchdowns, honestly, just not turn the ball over, not take sacks, people can look at you different and look at you as possibly an elite quarterback. So with all that being said, I'm gonna go Bears. I don't think they win, but I think they have a great chance to win. Next game, Rams -8.5 at the Cardinals. I think the Rams are going to beat them by 50. They're mad. They just lost to the Panthers last week. Uh, and I was looking up Jared Verse because I've seen people saying he doesn't do anything. And it's funny because people just look at sacks. And then I kind of went into deep dive. He has 38 pressures, which is the second most in the league behind Aiden Hutchinson. And he only has 6 sacks, but that shows you that sacks aren't every like he's Jared Verse is a stud. He's
Mm-hmm.
making an elite impact on the game, but he's only got the 6 sacks. So yeah, I'm going Rams. Who you going with here?
Yeah, this is tough. A division game in Arizona. I do like Jacoby Brissett, but I mean, even him under center, that's not producing them, much wins. They're getting 8.5 division game. It's so tough. I believe this is their first time playing right this year. Yeah, I mean, I'll side with you. Like you said, the Rams are mad after that loss. They're probably gonna put up 40 on the Cardinals, and Cardinals probably aren't gonna reach 30. So yeah, give me the Rams to cover. Matthew Stafford, he's not gonna turn over the ball this game. So yeah, give me Rams.
All right, and one last thing on the Cardinals. We're playing. We're gonna do a couple more true or falses later, but if I don't do this one now, I didn't write it down, so I'm gonna forget it. So true or false? Jacoby Brissett's played himself into a starting position next year on some team, and I'm gonna go true because he's had 7 starts this year. He's had 312 yards per game, 13 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. So dude's been balling this year. Do you think he's a starter on an NFL team next year?
Yeah, I definitely do. There's definitely a lot of people he could start over right now. I mean, if I was the Vikings, possibly looking to him, unless you just want a young quarterback to kind of start over. But yeah, Jacoby Brissett, he's definitely he's a top 32 quarterback in the league.
Yeah, because that's what when I was looking at his stats, I was like, man, these stats are amazing. Like this guy's balling,
Hmm.
and they've not won a lot, so it's not getting talked about. But dude's been balling. Got to give him credit. Next one, Texans at Chiefs. Chiefs -3.5. I'm gonna let you go first, but before you say anything, Angela, I'm afraid that the Chiefs are cooked because I already see their fans saying that they need to win this many games or win out, and who needs to lose. So when you're 12 games in and you're already figuring out who's got to lose for you to make the playoffs, you might be cooked. But you go ahead and have your picker.
Yeah, this is tough. Chiefs fighting for their playoff lives. I'm gonna believe in Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes this game, but I don't think they'll cover. I think this is another 3-point win, like they had versus the Colts. It's gonna be shaky because that Texans defense is so tough. And yeah, I think Texans lose by exactly 3. So technically, I do like Texans to cover, but I do think Chiefs ultimately find a way to win this game. If they don't, it's over for the playoffs. It would be crazy to not see the Chiefs in the playoffs I really can't picture that because that's all we've seen for the last, you know, 8+ years or so. So yeah, Texans, they're definitely gonna make it for hard for Mahomes to pass the ball, or run the ball or do anything. But Mahomes, he's gonna have just one of those a few Mahomes plays that kind of like last week versus the Cowboys, although they lost. The one where he's falling down and launched it for like 40 some yards to geez, who was it? Yeah, either Worthy or Rice, I believe. But yeah, he's gonna have a few of those plays that decides the game. So give me Chiefs to win, Texans to cover.
I'm gonna go with you on Texans cover, but I think they win. I mean, this defense is unbelievable. Fifth most takeaways, least. Jesus, I wish I could speak. Least amount of yards allowed and lowest points per game. So they're literally playing the best defense. And the offense has done enough lately. So I think the Texans win. And remember how we've talked about the Chiefs, like they're still in one score games and they're getting the chances, but like they haven't scored or got a stop when they need it.
Yeah.
So I went back and looked at it. Uh, this is all the times they've had a chance to either stop someone to get the ball back to take the lead or score to tie or take the lead. Last week, they got the ball in the fourth quarter. Last week, they got the ball in the fourth quarter down 7, 3-and-out. Last two drives against the Broncos, 2 3-and-outs. Versus the Bills, down 7, interception. And then early fourth versus the Eagles, tipped interception, and they would have went up 17-13. Instead, they don't score a touchdown, and they allow a touchdown 20-10 against the Chargers, first game of the year. Give up a touchdown on defense, and then the Chargers got the ball with 2:30 and 3 timeouts, and they couldn't get a stop. So like that's five or six things right there where we've talked about them feeling like that they haven't. It's not even like it's true. They've had the same chances this year they did last year, but they haven't either got the luck or they haven't played as well. They haven't been as tied up. Like whatever about it, they have not. What's the word I'm trying to look for here? They've not really jumped on their chances to make things happen. So we'll see if they're doing this one. We'll see if they get it going. We both got Texans covering. Last one of the weekend, Eagles -2.5 versus the Chargers. Justin Herbert's playing. No, they make it seem like he's playing. Give me Chargers. I mean, I can't trust this Eagles offense. They're averaging 15 yards per game, or 15 points per game and 300 yards per game over their last four. And in the last 4 games, they've had 4 halves with 3 or less points. The offense just hasn't shown me enough for me to pick them on the road going to California. Give me the Chargers to cover and win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way. I don't love it because I mean I hate this Eagles offense, but their offensive coordinator just got his house egged. I feel like he's about to. This dude's been in the playbook all week, so that does not happen again. And because I feel like if they lose this game, like he could possibly be fired. I feel like so. I think Eagles, they're gonna try to run some new sets with Saquon, just maybe some trickery. You know what I'm saying, to get that offense back on track. Maybe Herbert, even if he is playing, obviously, I mean, he's got a broken wrist or hand, whatever it is. Maybe that gets re-injured and Trey Lance comes in. I think if that happens, Eagles definitely win. So I could definitely see that, being in play here. But yeah, I mean, I don't love it, but I will take the Eagles to bounce back after, everybody's been talking about how bad their offense is and, this and that. So, yeah, give me the Eagles.
All righty. That's it for the slate. All right, Philly. Who makes a statement this week? Who do you think? Who you got making a statement?
Let's go. Man, let's go Bengals, man. Uh, Joe Burrow's back. I think Bengals win outright. They go into Buffalo and get a tough win. I think this game it might be snowing Sunday in Buffalo. Uh, but Bengals make a statement after their bad start. Joe Burrow comes back and he puts a number on um on that Bills defense. Maybe the Bengals get a few turnovers on that defensive end. Josh Allen makes one of those mistakes that he's kind of been making all year, and yeah, Bengals go to Buffalo and get a win.
Alrighty, I'm not gonna lie. I think the statement of the week's already been made, but that's not the point of this segment. I think the Lions have already made the statement of the week, but for my statement of the week, I'm gonna go Texans. I think the Texans go in there, they win, they go into the Chiefs, they win a tough road game. The offense continues to play slightly better, and that defense shows why they're the best defense in the league. And I think they'll be in position to have, I think, the last spot, and then they'll also put themselves in the spot to win the division. So I think Texans go in there, defense plays great, offense plays good enough, and they get a tough road win in Kansas City. On to true or false. First one, you're going to go first on this one. True or false? Jahmyr Gibbs is the best offensive player this year.
Oh, mm, God, this is tough. I'm gonna I'm gonna go false. So, geez, it's kind of hard to get Gibbs. Don't get me wrong. Is a stud. He can do anything. You know, really under the sun. This dude's a freak athlete. He has the speed, and you just see him. He plays 100% on every down. Matter of fact, I'm changing it. Yeah, true. I'm gonna go true. Even though I don't think, I don't think he's gonna get offensive, player of the year. I think JSN might. He doesn't have it wrapped up, but I think JSN's ultimately gonna get that. But yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, he can do everything. He's gonna catch you 5 to 6 passes a game, and yeah, he's probably went over 100 scrimmage yards almost every game, and he can just do anything. So yeah, I'll go true on that.
Yeah, I'm going to go true too because I was watching the game yesterday, and he's obviously electric when he rushes, and when he runs through the tackles, runs outside the tackles, he's got great vision. He can make you miss. He can outrun you. He's outrun angles, and then also, oh by the way, they got him outside playing slot, running receiver routes and cooking corners. I mean, he beat Bland on an out route, and then he made Bland lick the turf. Like he looked like me when I got knocked out in baseball. His face hit the turf and it slid on the turf. Like that move was disgusting. His legs collapsed in front of him. So yeah, I think he's the best player on the offensive side of the ball, especially this year. Next, true or false? Well, we'll get something out of the way first. Would you say the top five quarterbacks coming into this year was Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar, Burrow? Who would be fifth?
Most people probably would have said Hurts coming off the Super Bowl, but I mean, I
Oh,
never
that's
thought
even.
really.
We'll say Hurts.
Okay.
True or false? The top five QBs going into next year will be completely different than last year, and I think right now it's yes because you got Drake May playing awesome, even though they lost, Dak's playing awesome. Matthew Stafford, if he comes back, he's playing awesome. I'm trying to think of. I know I'm missing a couple in there. Who am I missing?
Darnold's right around the top five. I'm not sure. You
Darnold's
would have
playing
put
well right now.
you would have put Daniel Jones in there 5 weeks ago, but I'm not sure about that now. Love the last 3 weeks, yeah, but overall
Jordan Love's
season,
another one.
no, I don't think. But yeah, that's about it for. I mean, Baker 5 weeks ago, you would have been right there as
Yep.
well. That's kind of changed.
So I and then also, but then you got to look at the top five coming this year. Lamar's been hurt, but he's not played well. I mean, if he's out there, you got to talk about it. Josh Allen's not
Mm-hmm.
played well. Mahomes has been good, but when it's mattered the most, he's not been good. I mean, he's turned the ball over multiple
Yeah.
times when they've needed it. Burrow ain't
Burrow's
even
been
played,
out.
and
Right.
he's starting to become injured. And then Hurts, I mean, his offenses just look putrid. So I'm gonna go false, but I'll give them one. I'll give some of these studs 1 year, but if going into the next year, I would have to say I, I don't know. It's so tough because those dudes have been good for so long, but these new young guys they're good too. Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
false. Where you going?
Wait, repeat the question again
True or
for
false?
me.
The top five QBs going into next year will be completely different than coming into this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say true. This is a younger generation, of quarterbacks now, and I think they're slowly taking over the league. Young quarterbacks with a young coach. That's what you see is, I mean, for the most part, it's thriving in the NFL right now. So I'm gonna go true. It's gonna be that top five is gonna be completely different. Well, I'll go with Burrow. I'm gonna go biased with Burrow. I think without his injury, I think he would have been balling out right now. So I think Burrow can still stay in there, all the rest of them out.
All righty. That's it. That's everything we got on the show. Any other statements you want to make before the weekend?
No, I think that's it for me.
All righty. See y'all on Wednesday.